and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. So this channel is all about making budgeting fun, easy, and accessible to everybody. I do that by sharing my own budgeting journey, which involves our personal low-income budget. We are paycheck to paycheck budgeters, and we are currently in the process of paying off debt to hopefully one day be completely debt-free. So if that is something that you think you would like to see, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along on this journey. In today's video, we're going to close out the budget for the month of January. So when I do that, we are going to fill out this dashboard page, which means we're going to look at our debt snowball update. We're going to see where we are as far as paying off debt goes. We're going to take a look at our income because I do have variable income, and we're going to look at where we spent all of our money as far as the different budget categories go. So we have a lot to talk about in this video. Let's jump in and get started. Okay, starting with bills. So we had our weekly garbage bill. Each week we set aside $5 in cash in one of our cash envelopes. Next is Alliant, which is the gas for our house. We set aside $10 in cash every week for that bill. And then finally, we had our State Farm came out and it was $126. Moving on to debt. So we had a couple debt payments. We were able to make an extra payment to our Visa card. This is the debt that we are currently focusing on. So we're making a payment to them every week. We're paying as much as we can to them every week to get that paid off as quickly as possible. We also made a payment to loan number 2 that came out on the 30th. Loan number 2 is a debt consolidation loan. That also comes out every week. We pay them every week in an effort to get that paid off as quickly as possible as well. Okay, next up is food. We did spend our $200 on food this week. Next, we have gas. We put $20 towards gas. Then we have miscellaneous. We put $20 towards miscellaneous expenses. For us, miscellaneous expenses are any expenses that come up that aren't covered by these categories here. Then we have spending. This is our spending money, basically like our weekly allowance that we get to spend any way we want, and that came to a total of $50. And finally, we also did sinking funds this week for a total of $123. So let's see how this affected our budget. Starting here with the monthly budget. So I do one monthly budget and then a week-to-week budget as well. The monthly budget is covered by my husband's paycheck. He's paid once a month. It's a fixed amount. So he covers our fixed bills, or I should say most of our fixed bills. So any of our bills and debts that he can cover with his paycheck, that's what we do. So let's see, this week State Farm came out for $125, and that was the last bill that we needed to pay this month. So let's go ahead and close this out. His income was $21.28. I'm going to add all these up to see how much in total we spent on bills and debts this month. So we spent $2,070. So we didn't spend all of David's money. So let's see how much we had left over. So we had $21.28 minus $20.70. So we had $58 left over. So what I've decided to do is anytime we don't spend all of David's income on our bills, anything extra that's left over is going to be added to that $1,000 cushion in our checking account. That way that cushion will continue to grow. It's going to be a slow growth, but at least it's continuing to grow. Okay, so that budget is done. Let's move on now to week 4. So the week-to-week budgets that we do, we do these budgets with my income. I'm paid week to week and my income is variable. So we cover our variable expenses with my variable income. We also cover a couple of bills that we weren't able to cover with David's paycheck. So you'll see those on here as well. So to start with, on this side, I keep track of all of the expenses that we've had through the week. I color code them by budget category, and then I make a key down here at the bottom. The reason why I do that is when I go to close up my budget, like we're going to do today, on the dashboard here, I can easily see like bills. I can just add all of the bills pages together, and then I'll have my total. So that's why I do the key. It just makes that part of the budgeting process easier at the end of the month. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the budget. To start with, I did make $600 this week. That is my goal. I'm not always able to make that much depending on what's happening in the Etsy shop or on YouTube. Those are my two main sources of income, but my goal is to pay myself $600 a week. We also received $30 from Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee is a tipping app, and occasionally our viewers want to give us a tip, and that is just one way for them to do that. We never ever expect it, and we're always so grateful when people do give us a tip. It's so nice. So altogether, we had $630 to work with this week. So the first thing we did is we put some cash in our sinking fund. So we have sinking fund envelopes, and we put $3 in cash towards Amazon, $7 towards back to school, $10 towards birthdays, $10 towards car maintenance, $5 to car registration, $25 to Christmas, $3 to Sam's, $50 to vacation, and $10 to vet. So altogether that came to $123. So $630 minus $123 is $507. Okay, moving up here to our fixed expenses. So these are the fixed expenses that we aren't able to cover with David's paycheck. So we do pay for them with mine. First of all, loan number 2, we had $142 come out of our bank automatically to cover that cost. And then the next two are cash envelopes. We put $5 aside for garbage and $10 aside for Alliant Energy. So altogether, that was $157. So $507 minus $157 is $350. Okay, moving down to our variable expenses. We did spend $200 on food, $20 on gas, $20 on miscellaneous expenses, $50 on spending money. So altogether, we spent $290 on our variable expenses. So $350 minus $290 is $60. And we put all of that towards that Visa bill. That's the bill that we're trying to pay off as quickly as possible. So altogether, that was $60, bringing our budget down to 0, which is what I like to do. I like to end every week at 0, which means I have a designated place for my money in my budget. Now that we're done with week 4, let's take a look at the dashboard. So these are the totals that we owe to each of our 4 remaining debts that we are currently working on. We have a loan, a debt consolidation loan, we have a Visa bill, we have our SUV payment, our car loan, and we have 1 student loan. So all together, let's see how much our debt is this month. So all together, that is $42,426. So last month we ended with $43,034. So let's see what the difference between those two would be. $608. So we were able to pay off a total amount of $608 this month. So our grand total, when we first started this whole budgeting process a couple years ago, we started with $76,719 of debt. So now we're down to $42,426. So let's calculate what the difference would be there. So we take this grand total minus that, and we'll know how much total we have paid off to our debt so far since we started. So we have paid a total of $34,293 towards debt. That is so cool. That's like the best part. Like, this doesn't seem like that much, you know, the 608. I'm like, oh, that's not very much. But then getting to see this just makes my heart happy. Okay, let's take a closer look at our income. So we did start with 0. I'd like to start with 0 each month, but every once in a while I do have a carryover amount. Very rarely does that happen anymore. I used to have a carryover amount all the time, but now I've really been focused on that 0 based budgeting, and I'm enjoying it more. So income wise, last month was very good for us. It was a very high month. So this month is more average of what we normally make per month, and we made $4,465. So that is much closer to what we would normally make in a month. So our total income for the month was 4,465 because total income is the starting balance plus income gives you your total income. Okay, let's move down here to our budget categories. So starting with bills, we spent $678 on bills for a total of, let's see, so $678. To calculate the percent of income, I have the formula down here in case you need a reminder, but you take your amount spent, so $678, and you divide that by your total income, and then you multiply that times 100 to get the percent of income. So $678 divided by 4,465 times 100 means that we spent 15% of our income in the category of bills. So 15% of our income went towards bills. I'm gonna go ahead and calculate the rest here, and then we'll come back and go over the total numbers together. Okay, let's go over these numbers. So for debts, 49% of our income went to debt. I love seeing that because right now our focus is paying off debt. So I love that we're able to put almost half of our income towards debt. That's very exciting. 18% went to food, 2% went to gas, 2% went to spending money. No, miscellaneous, sorry. 5% went to spending money, and 8% went to sinking funds. So I did do the totals here for you so that you could see. So our total income was $4,465. Total in these categories, we spent $4,408. So the difference here is that this amount here, the $58 that we just left in the account from David's check. So that was 99% of my income went to cover these, and that 1% here is still left in the account. So that is it. I would say this is a pretty good month. Not nearly as exciting as last month when we had all this extra income to work with, but last month was just quite a roller coaster, and I'd rather have something calm like this than everything that happened last month. So that is it. The next video I make is going to be a video where I set up my February budget, including the monthly setup plus the week 1 budget setup as well. So I hope that you will come back and join me when that video comes out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again next time. Bye everyone.